Hi, this is just a short video on the Toro PowerMax 724 snowblower, some thoughts about it and a few adjustments to make sure it works right. So I always like to tell people what my credentials are, just so you know I have a little bit of experience and I'm not Joe Schmo with no credentials. So I'm an auto mechanic by trade, and I've worked in turf golf courses for a number of years. And now I'm working in Fleet Free Municipality. Lots of experience with small engines and things like that, and lots of experience with Toro. I'm a big fan of Toro products. Working in the golf business, we used a lot of Toro stuff, and it was always very, very good stuff. And when it came time to buy a snowblower, my dad bought this Toro on my recommendation, and he doesn't need it anymore, so I've taken it over and I use it for my own place now. So my initial impression of this snowblower is it's a decent little blower for a person with a 2-car driveway or something like that, period. It's not a great snowblower for doing large amounts of work or big long driveways. It really doesn't have a lot of guts. This Briggs & Stratton engine is not the most powerful engine, and when it's working under load, to me, it seems like it's working really hard. Also, I have a hard time getting good traction with this machine. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today, was the fact that they control their speed on this machine with this lever here, and it has 6 speeds forward and 2 speeds reverse. So let me just start by saying I have no idea why it has 6 speeds forward. And when you're actually snow blowing, I found anyways, you're in first gear or first speed. The other speeds that you could use for transporting, I guess, if you're walking a distance with it or something, but 90% of the time, the kind of blowing I'm doing, which is predominantly blowing, not transporting or walking around with it, I'm in first. And in actual fact, I found first gear to be too fast. So today I actually modified this machine. First, I made sure all my cables were in proper adjustment. So the Toro does make it very easy to adjust their cables. Here's the cable for the drive. Toro, in their manual, gives a spec. When you squeeze the lever down there and the spring extends, there's a spec how wide that spring should be, and it's really easy to adjust. And the same thing for the auger cable. Both are adjusted in the same fashion, really easy. It's just a spring stretch spec. So I made sure those are adjusted first. And what I found was that this lever here, which controls the drive or the transmission gears, was out of adjustment. So when I put the lever in first reverse, it still wanted to creep forward. And then when I put it back into second, it would go backwards. So I adjusted the linkage rod first to make sure that when you put it in reverse and put it in second, it works. So that's a really easy adjustment. Basically, all you do is pop this clip out here, take the rod out, and screw this up or down depending on what you need, and put it back in. So I still found that in first, the wheels are turning too fast and they want to spin. There seems to be a real sweet spot when you're snow blowing on how fast the wheels turn for traction. So you don't want the wheels turning too fast, or they'll just sit there and spin in the snow. And I'm talking, when you're going out to blow a decent amount of snow and there's already a decent amount on the driveway. So basically all I did was I drilled a hole here and then just filed out the middle so I could actually have a gear before first. We'll call it a half gear. So that position there, I found yesterday I was out blowing some heavy snow, and that position there is where I want it to be. So just a quick little mod for you if you find the same thing I do, where even in first gear the wheels are turning too fast and you're not getting good traction. You may have to make a notch in between like I did there, and that might be the sweet spot. Aside from that, the electric start is nice. The way you control this joystick thing is pretty nice. It's really easy to control, so I don't have any issues or complaints that way. But I just feel like it could have a stronger engine on it when she's working hard. So aside from that, the manual that comes with this machine is a really good manual. It's got some nice little procedures in for keeping it adjusted and maintained. So once again, decent snowblower for smaller driveways, but I wouldn't buy this rig if you've got a longer or bigger driveway or a lot to clean. Anyway, hope you found this helpful.